Hello, my friends. How are you doing? Whoa, the music is still playing. 1 second. There we go. Hi. How are you doing? I hope you have a nice day today. Had a good start into autumn, right? It's like, is it still summer? I'm not sure. It's getting cold outside. Although it was pretty sunny today in Vienna, so that's nice. All right, there we go. Whew. All right, so we have a lot of interesting things today. And by the way, I thought today I'm going to try the, what is it called? From Harry Potter, Personus effect again. So let's see about that. Hi, Eric. How are you doing from Vienna, Meidling? Really good to see you. He's very often in my stream and also one of the first persons to join most of the time, the first persons to comment. So it's really cool. Hi, Christian, or Christoph, sorry. Chris, let's just say Chris from Germany. Hi, how are you doing? Thanks for joining. Hi, Chair from Dallas, Texas. Wow, how are you doing? The old song, well, what's the old song? It's like this more relaxed kind of song, right? Is the sound still on? 1 second. I think you mean this one, probably. This one, right? But I feel like that's a little bit, the other one has a little bit more dynamic. Or maybe I should like switch them around, I'm not sure. By the way, I also have to sit down for a session to select music. To get just good sound. Yeah, anyways. Hi, Damien from Czech Republic. How are you doing? Victor from Poland. Thanks for joining. Monty, hi, how are you doing? Where you from, Monty? And Andre? Sorry. Andrzej, sorry. Hi, how are you doing? I can't pronounce it. Robert from Vienna. Hi. Ah, okay, another person from Vienna. That's nice. John from Temple. Is it Texas? 200 kilometers south of Dallas. Wow. Okay, that's awesome. Hi, Vivarts. How are you doing? From Haiti. Wow, that's also cool. Yeah, that song has such a nice vibe. Yeah, it's really a relaxed song. That's true. Okay. Also, by the way, this time I want to revisit the last photos of my what I have done so far with the September challenge. To go a little bit over that, talk a little bit about that. Then I'm going to do the Patronus effect. That's what it's called. Yeah, I want to go into that. This is, by the way, this is a shadow here. That's a very dark shadow. What is going on? Okay. Anyways, where is my folder? Let me open up the folder and can I switch over the screen. Keep active in the... By the way, what did you think about my last video? I was kind of, should I do it? Should I not do it? But at the same time, I thought it's a topic I wanted to talk about. And it's also kind of a mind change and an interesting kind of thing. Because I often talk with people who say like, oh, I wish I had done this in my life. I wish I had like just gone forward and do these and those things. And often it's just like, do it. And of course, in my own life, there's a lot of things I still want to do where there is a hurdle in the brain more than in the real world on actually doing the things you want to achieve, right? But you have to get over that, right? At some point. There's the folder. Okay, cool. Oh, and this one I haven't finished edited yet. I just need to remove a line. Maybe we do that first. 1 second, because then I have the picture for today. We can also spare that out, but maybe not. Let me switch over here to the live screen so you can see that. And then let's drag this in here. So that was the picture of today. I just need to remove this line here. And basically also down here is a little bit of stuff, but it's not that important anyways. Let's just do this here real quick. That should be very fast. Let's use the InPaint brush. Oh, what is that? Okay, that is not what I this is because I answered someone in a comment about how to change the brush for the InPaint brush. All right. Let's do this real quick here. I have to set this to layers and below, and then we can go through these things. Keep writing in the chat about, I don't know, your artistic life or what you think about the video or other important things. And let's go. By the way, I came again into watching the Casey Neistat videos. And I'm still a huge fan of him. Not all of his work, but most of his stuff. And he's like just an amazing and encouraging guy. And it's kind of, he has such a coolness and expression about him. Also, I found out that he's heavily like inspired, influenced by another guy called Tom Sachs, which is really interesting because Tom Sachs is a which I found out, a really gifted artist. And of course, artists inspire each other. So there is nothing wrong about that. But it was really interesting to see that. It's always interesting to find out when an artist has a relation, like a creative relation to the works of another artist. That's really interesting. And we all do that, right? Oh, let's remove that line. Let me do that real quick here. What is this? Okay. Acting up. Okay, I think I need to use the clone stamp here. This doesn't work. This gladly does work. I'm not doing it super clean. I just want to remove that real quick. So I have that as a picture. Let's go like this. This is going a second layer. Yes, right. Okay, good. There we go. And it's always kind of a reminder you don't have to do all of the things yourself in your life because you get always inspired by other people. And yeah, that's a big part of the artistic journey too, just to know about other artists, understand what they do. And I don't get people who say, I don't want to look at other art because it might influence me too strongly. That's a good thing, you know? Of course, sometimes if your artistic like style is still weak, you are getting pulled off your horse because you don't have enough of a strength in your style to just keep you going with the thing you're doing. And this might be a risk, but is that a risk when you lose something you don't even have? I don't think that's a risk, right? If your style is that weak, it still has a long way to go, and that's a good thing. That's not a bad thing, by the way, right? So don't worry too much about that. All right, there we go. I think that's cleaned up. There's a bigger part here that I don't like. This one here. I tried to fix it before with another software, and that went horribly wrong. So now I'm doing it with Affinity Photo, which is doing a tremendous job, I have to say. Really impressed. Very, very nice. Okay, that's it. Let's export this or just save it. I think that's good enough. Save flattened. That's it. Should we do some more from the color? We could put some grunge on that, but I think I will leave it like that. That's good. Okay, let's close this and then have a look through the pictures. Also have a look at the chat. Sorry for that. Let's go here. Oh, we should probably... Oh, no, that's the Facebook group. That's okay. I think that's the Facebook group. Let's click here on the Facebook group. There we go. No, I need the chat. Where's the chat? There we go. All right. Hi, Michael from Aachen, Germany. How are you doing? Hi, Jurek. Where are you from, Jurek? The last video was very inspiring. Oh, that's good. Thank you very much for that. Monty, that's pretty cool to hear that. Hi, Diana. Hi, how are you doing? I also spend more money to get the better product. That's good. I think it's often good. People often look too much at the money and too little about what it means to them, right? And it's hard. I understand that, right? Because for me, it's also the kind of thing. And I'm very conscious about money, but there's also things that I want to have and want to do, and then I don't feel so bad about spending the money, you know? Like for example, I'm not a fashion guy. So the shirt that I'm wearing is from Thailand. It was like $3 and I bought it 15 years ago. So this is a really old shirt. I'm wearing it all the time. I'm not that fashion kind of guy, but on the other hand, I buy other things, you know, that I enjoy. So, yeah. Christian from Frankfurt, hi, how are you doing? Roland says, well, I think you are right. To some point, we are often push opportunities away and let them stand on the side since we are too comfortable. Yeah, I think that's often the thing. I mean, often you also have to decide for yourself, do you really want to do it, or is it just a dream you have? Because I have a lot of dreams of what I would like to be, but at a certain point I have to like just how do you say accept that that's not me. I'm a different person. I have other strengths that I can go into, or maybe I don't have enough time to do all of these things that I like to do. Where, oh wow, there's a lot of comments this time. Sorry. Should we, let's, or can I somehow show both? No, I can't, right? The pictures and the thing. I'm not good enough with my OBS software to do the same thing at the same time, but maybe, let's go, I don't know. Let me see. Let's just go through the comments first. This is the first picture I took, by the way. Okay, where did I leave off? Monty Capwin from from the USA. Hi, how are you doing? Let's put this back here. That's stupid to look on the side. Let me make this big. I will read through the chat and then we will look at the picture. Hi, Roland. How are you doing? Victor. Andrew? Oh, Andrew. Okay, sorry. Okay, good. Diana from Ireland. Hi, how are you doing? Thanks for joining. We have learned to live. Eric. Okay, interesting. I'm not sure what that statement means, but interesting. Let me elaborate on this, please. I like this important topic, says Chapwin. Monty says, the Take a Risk video is amazing. Oh, thank you for that. Because afterwards, I thought, maybe it's too confusing. Maybe it's too much about the price point and too little about like grabbing the opportunity and just doing the things you want to do, which is the hardest part. But you know why I talk about money? And I think a lot of people, when I talk with them, they get that point wrong because they think, oh, your mind is just about the money. But that is not the thing. It's not about the money. I don't care about the money. I care about money as a qualifier in your life. And this is why you say you don't mix friends and money, because money is so important to us. It's the basis of everything we do because we have to pay these bills. So you can judge yourself just on the fact if you would spend the money or not. And you can judge others if they like your stuff on the fact if they would spend money on you or not. Because that is a very easy way to find out if people actually mean what they say or if you actually mean what you say, right? And also, if you say, no, I just don't have the money, that is not true. I know it for two reasons. First of all, I know it from my customers because they would say things to me like, sorry, we can't do the website right now because I don't have the money. But we will talk about that when I come back from my cruise to South America for $5,000. And I'm like, hello? The website was like 2,000, but you spent 5,000 on the cruise. Maybe not go on the cruise and invest in your business. So they had the money. They just didn't want to spend the money on me. They wanted to spend it on a cruise. So that's a different thing. But money was not the problem, right? Also for myself, what did I want to say about myself? Oh, yes. I know from myself that in some regards, I just don't want to spend the money because I feel like it's not worth it. And then there's other things, like for example with the new GoPro. By the way, I didn't just buy the GoPro, by the way. I bought the GoPro with the combo where you get some knickknacks like this clip, which is amazing because it's also magnetic at the backside. Does it clip here? No, here it goes. You see? So now it's here, and I could just have the GoPro like stuck to my mic arm. So that's pretty cool. But also I got the media extension, which allows me to connect the microphone to that, but it takes away the waterproofness. And I got this kind of rugged case, which maybe I don't really need because I'm not that kind of action hero, but I thought better to have a case that costs like $25 rather than risking a camera that costs like $400, right? So if I feel like the situation is getting a little bit rough, I can put it in here and it's good. Also underwater, it's also protecting it a little bit more. And now I have, now I can't put the stuff back into the bag. But then on other occasions, I wouldn't want to spend that money, right? I wouldn't just like shelf out $500 for things that I think I don't want to. Like people buy, I don't know, like a suit, for example. They would buy a suit for $500 or shoes for $200. I would never do that. I go, you know what I buy as shoes? I buy Skechers. It's my favorite brand. They are super light. They have memory foam inside. And I go when they are on sale, and then a pair of shoes costs $30. And those are the best shoes I've ever bought. They are sneakers. I always buy them completely in black because then I don't have any problems with the, I don't know, dirt and stuff like that. You know what I mean? And it's cheap, and it's super good shoes. Why would I spend $200 on shoes? I don't want that. Okay, anyways, that's that. Oh, there have been some more comments. But let's look at the pictures now, and then we do the editing, and then we look at your weekly challenge entries. So this is really interesting to look through the pictures I've taken so far, just from the artistic progression and what I learned about myself. So I want to do this the review, not to show you my work and brag about it, but to tell about like what did I learn in this like month basically. So this is the first one, and you see the excitement in the picture and how like there's a lot of like effort in it and like energy and all these kind of good things, right? Then we have the whoops, that's the wrong one. I need to change here. Yeah, there we go. So this is the second picture. I hope you can see that well. And this also is still inspired. Very nice. I like it. Has a nice story. I like the colors and how the light flows through the picture and stuff like that. Pretty cool. So that's also one of the good ones. Then comes the next picture. Not too bad, but I would rate that less than the other two before that. It's still a pretty cool picture, but it's like... by the way, I'm annoyed by the white background. Can I change that somehow here in this preview thing? Does this go full screen? Slideshow. That looks good. Yeah, there we go. So now we don't have the white background. Okay. So this is now it's moving. So this is also nice. This one is nice. It's abstract. It's minimal. It's what I like about pictures. At the same time, come on, stop moving. I'm failing at this. Does it move now? I'm not sure. Anyways, but this feels like a little bit of a cop-out. It feels like a bit of like an excuse for a picture. It's still a cool picture, but it's not like, I don't know. I think if this would be from another photographer, I would really like it. But because it's from myself, I think... I'm a little bit disappointed. So, but it's still a good picture, right? This one is like, again, if it would be from another photographer, and oh, come on, stop going on here. And the other photographer would have a history of these pictures, I would be impressed because that's a cool picture. But because I don't have that history and I know how I took that picture, I'm not as impressed from that picture. So this is again a little bit, it's getting up, maybe not upwards, I don't know. This one also nice, but I'm not kind of this macro nature photographer. Oh, come on. So it's not bad, it's not good, it's not something that I would like hang on the wall, right? This one, on the other hand, I really like. This is one of the pictures I really enjoy. It's kind of an accidental picture because I went out there to this, how do you say, like, they break open the road and like repair the street, and they have this stuff here because there's also a train line. I think they mainly like the street tram, they mainly repair that. These are the tools that they use, so that's interesting. Or the screws. I really like that. This is kind of more my style. This I'm very disappointed with. If you see the original picture, it's actually, oh, come on, it's actually a lot better. But this editing is just like horrible. It's a nice picture, it's a nice idea, but it just takes away a lot from the picture. So the picture is not maybe too bad, but the editing is like, nah. The next one is like a super excuse picture of I didn't have time to take the picture, but I just shot this and edited it in Snapseed. It's still interesting, you know, but it's like, I don't know. Then this picture here, I think I could have made more with that, but it's an interesting concept, so that's interesting. Stop that. Sorry, beating up my computer because it wants to go on with the pictures. This one I really like because it is and this is also a happy accident of turning around and not photographing the main subject, but photographing the foreground and blurring the main subject. But the main subject at the same time is still impressive enough and present enough in the background so you can see it's an architecture photo and the architecture is cool, but you don't really see it. You can just like get a little taste of that architecture. And I really enjoy that picture. Then we have this horrible photo. I don't know. It's just like such a cheap shot, I think. This one is cool, I think. This one is interesting. Also with this kind of classic old school editing. It's pretty cool. So this here, the level goes up again. Then we have this here. This I really like. This I'm really impressed with. I think a year or 2 years down the line, I might not be as impressed with that because it's a little bit too much in the face, maybe. You know what I mean? But it's still a pretty cool picture. I would hang that on the wall. This one is actually not part of the September series because I shot it at the same day. But I actually like this picture now better than the other picture because this is not so much in your face. It's more subtle, more quiet, and this little scene, because the person is so small and like just a small detail. So here the wave is going up, and this is basically on the high level again, which is really interesting. This is, my mother really likes that picture. It's a very nice artwork, but as a photo, it's just a shot of the scene, right? It's not like, oh, Carla likes the shrooms. Yeah, it's not a bad picture. It's just not, it doesn't fit into what I usually do. So it's kind of a strange picture. Anyways, this one is for the tutorial. It's nice. I enjoy that kind of picture. Although, again, not really a macro photographer, but it's actually worked out pretty well. I'm surprised by that. This, again, is taken with my cell phone. So it's not bad, but it's not good either. Yeah, not something you would hang on the wall, right? This is horrible. This is another excuse shot of, and by the way, I want to talk about that, why these excuse shots and then the other shots that have a lot more quality in them, because that is interesting. This is for me kind of the learning process. This again I really like. Also, I like the kind of strange perspective where the guy looks like he's like 4 meters or 5 meters tall, just because the perspective is so strange. And he looks like he's closer to the door than he actually is. So that's a really interesting shot. And it only works because it's black and white. This one again is with the cell phone. This is, by the way, something you can only do, or I can only do with the cell phone, because the lens from the big camera would be too big to fit in the glass, but the lens of the cell phone, of the smartphone, easily does. And I just hold it up against the light on the ceiling, and that's the result. And I edited a little bit in Snapseed. This one again is very nice, very abstract also. This again plays with the blur and the sharpness, and most of the sharpness is covered by the blurry elements in the foreground. And it's also a lot about this reflection that makes it look a little bit like the machine in the foreground is kind of see-through, because it looks like this and this is on the same kind of street side. I have a second picture where it works actually better, but I like this more because it's more mysterious with this kind of reflection here. And I also enhanced the reflection to make it more intense, so you see less of these details, because I have another editing of the same shot where you can read the text up here and stuff, and it just distracts too much from that. This is not too bad, not super amazing. Yeah, the concept is interesting, that you have like a nice sunset and then it's just clogged up with all that crap that we built into nature as our habitats. So it's kind of an interesting statement, but yeah. This one I like, and I find it really hard to photograph trees and get the nature of the tree to be visible, that the form, how it's grown, because I find like trees are one of the most amazing creatures we have on this planet, from the form, from the relaxedness they have, to stand around all the time, unmoving, but at the same time so beautiful and so interesting. It's really one of the most amazing things. And I find it really hard to get the structure to be visible. So here it was interesting to have all this kind of foreground stuff that is blurred and gives more focus to the tree trunk. So that's I like. This one is another alibi picture of this one. I just didn't have time to take a picture, so I just took some pictures of my cat. And then this is from today, and I like this one, so that's kind of nice. I think I will edit it a little bit more, but yeah, it's still a nice picture. So basically, what I have found out from all these pictures that I've taken over the time is that the pictures are always bad if I don't have a plan. Can I make this bigger? I think I can. Yes, we can look at it like this. That's good. Can we hide this on the side? Is that possible? I think it's navigation. Yeah, like this. Okay, good. So always when I don't have a plan of what I want to do and I don't have a location in mind where I want to go, the pictures end up kind of bad because I have to work with what I find. And usually like the normal surrounding doesn't look amazing and there isn't anything amazing happening in normal life, right? So I found that when you and also you're unprepared for what you artistically want to do and what you actually look for, right? So I found that on the days where I had an idea where I want to go, what I want to photograph, and what kind of the outcome of that should be, like the style of the photo should be, it worked a lot better than when I just went out and tried to search for things. And that is really interesting because I'm not sure how it is in your mind, but in my mind is this kind of idea that a good photographer can make a good picture of every situation. And that's just not true. It's just you have to be prepared to either, there's two situations. Either you have to be prepared for the shot and then you can take a good shot and make a good shot in that situation because you know what's going to happen, or you just take a million pictures and have like a handful of pictures that are good. That's also a possibility, right? So you can go in two approaches, right? But you have a clear concept what you want to do at that day, right? And what you want to achieve at that moment. Doesn't have to be a full day, it can be a moment. But let's say you're on a trip and you say, okay, today in the morning I go out and I go to the market and I want to photograph, for example, the people who sell stuff at the market. Or you want to photograph the cats at the market. So you have a clear focus. What is it what you want to photograph? I think you have much better results than to say, I'm just going to the market and see what happens, right? Stuff like that, right? Or with other occasions. So I think that's very, very helpful. And also I feel like there is kind of a little bit of an energy level, that someday you are creative and you do something good and then you're a little bit depleted, so it goes down and then it comes up after some time. So you have to get back to your level. You can't perform every day really good with something that is unexpected, and be creative from the just out of nothing. You can be creative every day if you do the same thing every day. If you have a portrait studio and you shoot portraits every day, you probably can have the same quality every day because you know what you're doing and you get better over time. But if you try to do different things and just explore, that's gonna be difficult to come up with a good idea every single day, right? Okay, so this is basically my learning process through that. Also, I found that I'm a much better street photographer than I thought I am. I always thought I don't really have a knack for that. I don't really have a talent for street photography, but actually, I have to say that I like my street photos best, actually. And I also found a way of photographing people because I'm pretty shy on holding the camera into the face of people. I don't like that. So photographing people from the back or photographing people in a reflection is a workaround for that because you don't show their face. It's not, you don't stick the lens into their face and kind of violate their privacy. Here, these could be any kind of guys, right? Here with the lady, you see a little bit more, but actually not because she's wearing a mask. So Still anonymous, you know, I would say. You don't really know who that is. That's good. I like that. And still you have a lot of story and emotion in here. You see that? That is still, there's a lot of story going on, from the dress, from the shopping cart, from the shoes, from everything, from her walking alone here on the place and still having a mask on, stuff like that. There's a lot of story to unfold here. By the way, when you zoom in here and you see these details, that is what I mean about the quality of the camera. That when you look at that, I feel like this, it's just like has a different fabric. I feel like the picture is alive and it speaks, and it's kind of different. And this is what I have from this Sony camera. It's very different from the other cameras I have, or even from my smartphone, which also makes amazing pictures. But this picture is more alive. I can't really describe it, to be honest. It's just something that's there. And I have the same impression when I compare, for example, with analog film. If you have the normal analog film that everybody uses, and then you have these, in German we call them middle format. What is that in? Oh no, this is no, close. The hell? Okay, sorry for that. How do you say that in English? Medium format camera? That's what you say, medium format? You know, like these things here. No, not that. This, no. Is there a good picture of a middle? These here. Hey, this is actually the one I have. All right, pretty cool. I've actually not taken many pictures with them. I have had this camera for over 10 years. I haven't really used it much. But when you look at that picture from that camera, and you look at the picture from a normal, these like small cameras, with the small format cameras, you can't compare it. This picture is like alive. It has a completely different kind of feeling to it. It's hard to explain. It's really hard to explain. Anyways, let's look at the chat and also open up Affinity Photo here real quick. So we start the editing process. What is the time? 34 minutes. Man, the live stream is simply too short for all the things I want to do. I wanted to do this guy here as a PreSonus. Is it called PreSonus effect? Let's look at the chat real quick. Where did I leave off? I wish there was kind of a way to make a marker here to show me where I left off. Usually evaluate where did I correct, in my opinion. I like where you presented it. Oh, thank you very much, Diana. Roland said, well, I think you are right on some point. Okay, I've already read that. Christian, Roland. I think I said hello to Christian, right? Roland. And do not want to risk anything. Diana says, I also spend more money to get the better product. Yeah, that's also a thing. Oh, this is, we were talking about that, right? Right. And I think also in software, in the software sense, spend a little bit money on the software, get some good tools, and don't rely on just one tool, because I find that is one of the things that people often get wrong when I say, yeah, but I can do everything with that one tool, right? Like with Affinity Photo. And Affinity Photo is really good, and it can do some things really, really amazing, but it is not the magical stone of the, you know what I mean, the wizard stone or whatever it's called. There is other tools who have other benefits, and they have other results, and they have other outcomes, and they have other ways that the pictures look when you edit it with this program, right? So have, I would say, at least 3 tools, 4 tools that you can interchange, that you use for different purposes, and that you use for different looks, because you can't do everything with the same software tool, right? And I mean, you know it also from other devices or other things you're using, that they are just different, even if they are meant to do the same thing, right? I can't come up with an example right now, but you know what I mean. Okay. Let's go with bicycles. Like you have a racing bicycle, and then you have a mountain bike, and then you have a street bicycle, and then you have a touring bicycle, and they are different from what they are built for, and they are different from what they can achieve. It's not the same thing, right? And so it's good to, when you want to go into these different areas or explore them, it's probably good to have different tools to do that. Okay, let's go back here to the comments real quick. A little bit too late today. Hello, everyone. Oh, no problem. Hi, Jens. Thanks for joining. Chapman says, I usually evaluate what value I gain. I bought a flash because my macro lens is hopeless without excellent light. I bought a GH5 because my Sony A6000 didn't have external audio input. That's pretty cool, yes. So think about the purpose you want to achieve. But I think I also said that in the video. If you buy good stuff, you can resell it for a good value. If you buy crap, usually you can't resell it for a good value because nobody wants it. But if you have like top of the line stuff, of course, everybody's like, yeah, I want to have that. And so let's say you buy a good lens or you buy a good audio equipment and use it for 2 or 3 years and then resell it, you probably get still most of your money back. Also, if you have it in good condition, right? So if you think, because most of the time, and I was like that too. I'm guilty of that too, and I'm still doing it in most occasions. Like my studio lights, they are the cheapest crap I could find for $80 for 2 lights and the green screen. That's like really bottom of the barrel. Is that the right way to say it? But then on other occasions, it's good to spend a little bit more, right? Like, for example, a good lens, stuff like that. Things you actually care about that actually give you the quality you're looking for. Hi, Joe from California. How are you doing? Thanks for joining. Eric says he learned by your video. That's awesome. Really cool. Thank you for that. Hugo, hi from Germany. Roland says, I see it like this, Diana and I... both from Germany, where we decide 10 years ago to relocate to a different country, we would not be in Ireland. Did I miss something here? When did we talk about Ireland? I didn't see that. Roland says, if we would not have taken the risk, jump into the water. If we would not have taken the risk and jumped into the water. Oh, we would not have moved. Okay, I didn't see the second part of that. We would not have. Yes, that is a big move. Changing your country is a super big move to do. Very scary also. Only Skechers for me too, for the rest of my life. Skechers? Skechers are amazing. Look for the ones with memory foam and the ones that are super, super light, because they are like, it's like not wearing shoes at all. Like they give you, of course, they are stable. You don't feel the ground. It's not like barefoot shoes, but they are so light that you don't have to carry anything around. That's pretty cool. Many beautiful photos. Oh, thank you very much. This, by the way, this is also something. Ask other people what they think about your art, because I feel like often, for example, for me, I don't know if the stuff that I do is good or bad, because I don't show it enough to other people, right? And then often the result is to be shy about the things you're doing, although other people are like, wow, that's really cool, right? So that's, do that. Especially like maybe strangers, people who give you an honest opinion. Of course, not everybody's liking what you're doing automatically. By the way, we're going to use Filter Forge today also, because for this effect, we need to do something that, no. Affinity Photo is not so good at doing. Let's open this up here. And this is kind of this edge finding and glowing effect. By the way, this is another thing. I want to go a little bit more back to these kind of creative streams and creative stuff. I got a little bit too theoretical, I think, in recent times with all of my stuff. So I want to be more creative with the things that I'm doing. There's one of those. This could be interesting here. A little bit too much lines. I can play around here. This one is called Tron. What was the other one? 3? No, that's not that. There's the Tron effect. So this is what we used last time. This kind of effect just to give you these smaller details inside of the shape. And then, of course, we have to remove these kind of lens flares here. So this was basically what we did. Post more of your stuff to the group. I should do that too. I rarely post anything in the group. You are right. And I also rarely ever post anything on Instagram. I should really do that more. Yeah. Which was nice with the challenge this week, that I could post something every day, basically, because I also was forced to do that. Because of the challenge. That was really good, to have that rhythm, to go out and photograph every day. Sometimes a little bit of an alibi photo with my smartphone 5 minutes before midnight, but most of the time I actually went out there and took photos, and I want to keep that actually. Should we use that? Because there was another effect too. We can have a look here real quick. 1 second. Let me go to the Filter Forge page. Library. There we go. This is what that looks like. And then glow edge. Let's go like this. And there should be, this is the Tron filter. Laser time. Glow. I had some other stuff that I was looking. This, I think this one maybe. No, this one with the Techno Neo. We can just click here and open that, no problem. This is the cool thing, like they have so many filters online and you can just load them. Oh, this is the one we saw at the beginning. And we can just, I think we can just change that to blue, right? Yeah, there we go. So this could also be a thing. And then you have all these sliders here. Blend opacity, what does that do? Oh, okay, no, that's not it. Wait, this is okay. Let's go like this. High contrast. That's actually okay. This is the line thickness. Maybe make this a little bit thinner. So maybe that is not too bad. It's a little bit more abstract than the other one. So I can export that real quick. Let's do that. Export. Image PNG. Oh my god, that's high resolution. Where did I put that? Oh god. Why doesn't this have the quick thing? I'm confused. Where is it? There is downloads. Okay, good. Yeah, let's just put it in downloads. I hope this doesn't take too long. Looks good. Let's look at the chat while this is exporting. Oh, my chatbot is active. Awesome. Pretty cool. Yeah, please leave a like. That would be awesome if you do that. It helps the video and also helps my channel. By the way, this is a really good way if you don't want to spend money on the Patreon or on the creative packs or the other stuff that I'm doing. Just leave a like under the video, or a comment, or both, because this helps me a lot. And this is a completely free way to help my channel and help me create more videos, because that, of course, is the basis of everything I'm doing is the channel. So that is a really tremendous help for me if you do that. All right, let's put this in here. And completely free also. All right. Where is the picture? Where did it go? What? I can't see it. I should have put it somewhere else. Let me see. So this is the PC and then downloads. Oh, there it is. Okay, sometimes you have to refresh. Ah, there we go. That's not too bad. I think we will just stick with that. There's a little bit too much blue here, but I think we can use that, so don't worry about that. Now, there is a part that I didn't think about, and that is we have to have the outline of that guy here so we can make that glow. But maybe we can circumvent that by using the good old blend ranges, because this is still an image layer here. So let me check this real quick. If we do it like this, if we do it like this, and then we create a glow from that, outer glow. Let me open this up here. Radius. Ooh. Okay, that's not looking too good for now. I think we have to play around with this a little bit more. 1 second. Let me go in here to the blend ranges again. Well, well. Okay, so this is not the way to do that. Let's turn this off again here. So we basically have to make a selection around this guy. Let's do a quick selection here with our selection brush. I think it's not going to work down here, but it doesn't really have to work down there. That's also a good thing here. Oh, by the way, I will show you in a second what I actually try to achieve here. By the way, I'm using the toolbox that I showed you before to adjust my brush size, in case you're wondering why it's magically changing without me doing anything. That is how I do that right now. It's a controller, basically. There we go. And then we have to make a connection here, I guess. Oh, there is some more stuff over here. 1 second. I think we can do this with the refine option. We can also do that with refine, I think. So let's go to refine here. What? This is on the wrong layer. Oh, where's the window? Let's click on that again. There we go. That's good. Okay, let's try this with refine. That looks pretty good. What does the chat say? I have a name day tomorrow and I will wish you Patreon from my parents. What? Again. I have a name day tomorrow and I will wish your Patreon from my parents. I'm not sure what you mean by that, to be honest. Hi, Stefan from Slovakia. How are you doing? Don't forget to buy a coffee. That's also good advice. Yes, that's another way. I didn't post it for a long time. Oh, by the way, now YouTube allows people to have this kind of super thanks button under the video, and I turned it on just to see if people would use that or not, just to give it a try. I kind of think I will turn it off again, maybe, because it feels a little bit needy to have that under every single video, but it's a good idea, to be honest. It's a good idea. And I think also it might change the nature of YouTube, because the thing is, YouTube is, oh, this is not good here. YouTube is very different from Twitch, for example, because Twitch was from the beginning about these donations, and so the community has been grown into the habit of doing that kind of thing. Let's see. Let's make a mask here real quick. Okay, now I need to have a brush. So that's a little bit more time and sense. Sorry, but I think it's still interesting to look at that. Oh, I'm in the wrong tool. Sorry. There we go. Colors. There we go. Oh, we can turn off the selection. And then I just want to make this a little bit stronger here around the edges. And basically the most important part about that is that this is basically the enabling of the creator, right? So this is basically how they get paid. This is how, when you go to a restaurant and they have a waitress and they get a tip, they make the money from the tip, right? And this is the same with the creator, that they get the money from that tip, right? So this is actually a pretty important part for most of that economy. And this is why also the content is free, because of that economy, right? And this is basically, if you have a social creator, that's a waitress without a basic pay. It's just the tips, no basic pay at all. For me, it's a little bit different, of course, because I make these products every month. So that is a bit of a change. So I'm not super dependent on that. I'm not actually dependent at all on that. But it's still nice, and gives additional, I don't know, abilities, right? Because I'm still in the growing stage. I would like to do a lot more, which I can't right now because, of course, our world is based on money. So a lot of things that I would love to do for the channel, with the channel, I can't do right now. Wait a second. There we go. All right. And that's interesting. But it's also something you don't really see from the outside too much. And it's also something that's not really that much encouraged on YouTube. And I'm kind of, I think like that might be a good step because of that. That this is putting it a little bit more front and center, that this is actually part of the process, right? And there's a lot of economies like that out there. Like think about art, for example. You can go to a museum and look at art for free, but if nobody ever buys an artwork, well, there is not going to be art around anymore, right? Somebody has to spend money on the art to make the artist be able to be an artist, right? Otherwise, you just can't do it. That is not good what I'm doing right here. Sorry, I thought this would going to be a little bit quicker. Maybe I should have made a selection with the selection tool. But I think I'm almost done here. So yeah, let me have a look at the chat here real quick. By the way, I also don't have the coffee link. I don't have it at hand anywhere at all right now, and not in the chat bot either. So yeah. By the way, also thank you a lot, of course, to the people who support me on Patreon and also who support me on YouTube, because there's also this kind of possibility to subscribe for that. And I should start to also post these bonus videos for the people who support me on YouTube too, because right now I'm not doing that. I'm just posting them on Patreon. So yeah, because to be honest, the YouTube part, that was still a test. That I was running to see if people actually do that or not, and an amazing amount of people did that. Like not like hundreds of people, like just a handful, but still pretty amazing that people do that. But I think you also get a lot in return. Sorry, I'm talking too much about myself. let's talk about you. There we go. Tell me a little bit about your process, because I talked about my process with the September Photography Challenge. What was your result? What was your kind of experience with that? Did you learn something? Did it improve your artistic habits or your artistic quality through that process? Wait a second. This is not part of that line here. Maybe I just removed that, because actually I only need the outline for the glow. Sorry, wow. Sorry for that. That was terrible. For the glow effect. There we go. Let's remove that. We don't need that. Too much detail here. So did it change something? Like, did you say, okay, you know what? Now I feel like I want to get up every morning and just go outside for an hour and take pictures. I can't really see where the end is here. Oh, I see it now. Okay, that's good. So we're almost done here. That's good. You have almost suffered through this process of selecting an object. Man, I'm looking so much forward to when AI is taking this stuff and doing it for us. And it's getting better and better and faster, but it still takes a little bit until this becomes a product, right? But we're getting very close. That's good. By the way, I'm a little bit worried that Serif and Affinity Photo is not picking up on that AI train at all, because a lot of other companies do. And if they don't start to do that, they might be left behind, because there is such tremendous changes that are happening and influences improvements in photo editing from AI, that's not good, from AI sharpening to AI upscaling to AI selecting to AI sky replacement to a lot of other things that are happening, and artistic styles and changing of the daytime, of the weather situation, all based on AI. By the way, if you're interested in that, I can highly suggest to you the channel 2 Minute Papers. Really amazing. Two minute papers. This guy here. This one. This is like, your mind will be blown with every single video on this channel, because he's talking about different AI things and what AI does, specifically in image processing. And it's crazy. It's really crazy. Also, by the way, this is the channel that I think this is the channel that first made me understand why this AI thing, this here with Tesla AI, what the actual benefit of that is, not just for the self-driving car. But sorry, I'm getting a little bit off topic. I just want to tell that in 2 seconds here. What it's doing is doing a real-time scan of the street situation and then real-time sending the data to other cars to compare that. And if they come into a situation they've never come into before as an individual car, it will just check with the fleet if another car already has encountered that situation and solved that problem successfully, right? So you have thousands of cars that talk with each other to say, hey, how should we act in this moment? Another thing that's happening here is, because this is scanning everything around it in real time all the time, you have a super extra detailed map of the world, basically, of the street situations, of everything. If there is a pothole that is opening up in the spring because of winter situations, stuff like that, the AI will know that and can send it to all of the other cars, and they will know, hey, there's a pothole at that specific point in that road somewhere on the countryside in the US or somewhere else. That is pretty amazing. And that is like a level of mapping that is unknown to mankind. And of course, with photo editing, we basically get the similar level of things, right? Okay, I think that's good enough. That's enough of your time wasted with this selection process here. I'm kind of not sure what I'm going to do down here yet. Maybe we put some smoke there. Isn't the selection plus always kind of AI? No, not really. I don't think the selection brush is based on AI. It's just pattern recognition, and it's like it's doing a fairly good job at that, but you have to point it at what's going on. For example, in Photoshop, you don't have to point it at what's going on. So if you say in Photoshop, you click on select subject and it's recognizing that is the person, that is the background, and it's automatically selecting the person for you. You don't have to paint over that. You have to correct it afterwards a little bit, but it knows what is the subject, what is not the subject. And that, of course, saves a ton of time, as you've seen here. I think I've spent like 20 minutes now on that selection. I'm not sure. The AI buzzword advertising hook, line and sinker. You have bought the AI buzzword. AI is not a buzzword. I mean, you can have different words for that if you want to, but AI is not a buzz. AI is the most dramatic change in technology we have since the development of the computer, which is not that long ago anyways, but that is like the jump that comes from that is basically really, really impressive. And we already see it, right? Show me anything you could do before in that way. And this technology is not based on the mind of people. That is the difference. It's based on the mind of a computer, you know? Because you can have a lot of developers, and they have done amazing things in the past, coded all these kind of video games and visual effects and stuff like that. But this is on how the human mind processes a problem situation and tries to find a solution for that, right? So now we have that selection, by the way. We can now make the glow around that. But the difference is the computer is, first of all, splitting up the information in a way that is completely unknown to us. We don't see or understand the world in that way at all. The computer does, but we don't. And then finding solutions by millions of iterations, which something we could not do at all with our time in our life. It's just testing every possible way to achieve that, while we only go with the way we think could be good. And this is why we only arrive at human formed solutions, while the computer arrives at different solutions. So it's the mind, AI doesn't really have a mind, but the way AI thinks, in quotes, it doesn't think, but the process the algorithm runs is different from humans thinking. So this kind of intelligence, if you want to call that, is not human intelligence. It's kind of it's a computer intelligence. It's different from how we do things, and this is why it arrives at different solutions than we would ever arrive at, and also faster in most situations. So, and that is the impressive part, right? We couldn't do that, and also we don't have the time to do that, but the machine has the time to do that, right? And that is like, I mean, there is a lot of examples for that, right? Just like think about video games. Like you can be really good at playing Super Mario, but then you can put an AI on that, and the AI can be, or let's talk about, I maybe stay with Super Mario because most people know that. The AI can be better than the best human player in understanding Super Mario in one afternoon, while you would take a whole lifetime and you couldn't reach that level of skill. But not only that, the AI can be better at playing the game, and at the same time, maybe not the same AI, but a different AI, can from just looking at the game, recreate the game without knowing anything about coding or anything. It just builds the game again from looking at it. It's like, pff, wow. And in the same kind of time, right? And you would take years for that, right? So that's the huge difference. Maybe it's not smarter than we are, but it can do things that we would take a lot of time for in a shorter time. And this is the revolution. Like with the computer, of course, you can do most of the calculations by hand, but why would you if a machine can do it so much faster, right? There's no purpose for that, right? And this is why the computers also help us. The computers are not smart. The computer is super dumb. If you have ever coded anything, you know that the computer is extremely dumb. You have to explain it to the computer very, 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 very precise to make something. But if you did it right, the computer will give you results that you cannot replicate because it's just so precise and does it without break, without taking time off. Anyways, let's go here to the glow. So it's not a buzzword. I don't think it's a buzzword. Maybe AI, you can call it something else. Just call it algorithm. Just call it code if you don't want to call it an AI. That's also good. Let's go on here with this stuff. Sorry, I got sucked into a side topic again. Let's do this in yellow and blue again. And then I still don't know what to do down here. I have to figure that out. Should we maybe prolong that person? We can actually, there is more to that person down here. I didn't see that. Let me push this higher here with the curves like this. Yeah, so we have some details here, and I will just paint that in by hand. Let's do that real quick. Or maybe use this selection tool that's a little bit faster here. Where is it? Oh, there we go. Sorry. And so, yeah, we will see some very, very dramatic changes in our lifetime, also artistically, and that is we have been stuck artistically for a long time now. We have been stuck for, I would say, at least 20, 30 years. If you look at art, if you go to museums, there's a little bit of development, but it's not like mind-blowing. The art that you had from, I don't know, 20, 30 years ago looks basically the same because there hasn't been much of a technological development in the meantime that will dramatically inspire artists to do something super different. And they are like not really that good at the moment with doing anything with VR or AR, these kind of things, you know, augmented reality and stuff like that. They are still very basic in that. But with AI, you can do art like, yeah, it just blows your mind. And you are supported by a AI at the same time doing that. That is an additional bonus. I will just paint that out here. Or should I? Yeah, I will just paint that. There we go. Because we actually don't need that part here. This will be covered up anyways. There we go. Let's go back to the chat real quick. You're really excited about Luminar Neo will handle the AI masking. I'm looking forward to see what that is doing too. Love you even if you're wrong about AI. If you think I'm wrong, well, my cat is doing stuff. If you think I'm wrong about that, that's okay. But I mean, you already see the results in our life, you know, so there is a lot of examples of that out there. If you don't want to call it AI, don't call it AI, but we have enough examples out there of doing things that are working like that, you know, that are actually proof of these things happening. So it's not a discussion of, oh, maybe, I don't know, someday, somehow could happen or not. It's already happening and you can see it. And that's a huge difference, right? I'm not talking about theoretical possibilities. I'm talking about things that are happening right now. Just look at the channel. Just look at the channel, you know? And if you find anything on that channel where you think, oh yes, we could have done that as humans, no problem like that, please write me an email and explain to me why we haven't done that so far and why we have these absolutely dramatic changes and improvements technologically that we have not seen in the last 10 years, let's say, right? Where is that stuff? It's not here. It hasn't happened. Why didn't it happen, right? So there's already enough proof out there of these kind of things. Anyways, there we go. Let's go back to this here. So this has to go on top of that. No, it doesn't. We have to blend this, I think. Great editing. Yeah, the process is a little bit slow at the moment. I'm sorry. We are getting there. Why does this not blend? I think I have to make this completely black here. It looks a little bit stupid at the moment. I give you that. Let me just fill this maybe with color. And color overlay. Yeah, that's better. Okay. And then we want to fill it with this guy here. So let's set this maybe to screen. Like so. That's kind of starting to look better, I would say. Okay, I also wanted to put a brick wall behind that guy, so we have to find that too. 1 second. Unsplash. What's the time? 1 minute and 10. Okay, that's good. Brick wall. All right. Hey, is this the brick wall I'm using? Could be. Let me see. Yeah, is it? I think it is. No, it's not. It's a little bit different. Anyways, we can use that, I think. Or should we use a stone wall? Maybe a stone wall would be better. Wait a second. So now the progression is going to be quicker than after I have finished that rather tedious first part. The second part should be amazingly faster. After I have found a wall picture. That is. 1 second. So this is kind of the wall that I'm looking for, but it's not big enough. Maybe this wall here. Let me see. Let me see. They aren't also. This is not so good. Maybe this one here. Yeah, let's take this one. Let's go. For the challenge review, yes. We will absolutely do the challenge review, no problem. Don't worry about that. This will happen today, absolutely. But first, we are going to do this. Where's the stone again? Oh, there it is. In my trash folder. There we go. Bloop. There we go. All right. I highly encourage you, by the way, to put a trash folder into your downloads folder and then save everything that you don't really need into the trash folder where you know you can safely get rid of that, because that will save so much time afterwards when you... should I split that in the middle? No, maybe not. When you want to empty it, because there's often, at least for me, I often have the idea of, should I keep that or not? I can't remember what I wanted to do with that. And you have to search through all of the stuff if you still need it or not. And if you have this trash folder, oh, this is not what I wanted to happen. This is one of the things that Affinity Photo is doing, where it's just cropping the thing. So let's use a live filter here for perspective. I don't know why it is cropping the thing when you... Oh, sorry, that is not... Hello? Delete, let's delete that here. When you want to adjust the perspective. So we have to clip this on here. I hope that's the right one. Yes, it is. Okay. So the only thing I want to do here is to make a corner, basically, that he is lighting with his light. Maybe also bring these a little bit closer so they're not as stretched. Let's keep this straight here. Yeah. Let's keep that and then make a second one, put it on the other side. Where is it? There we go. And then we will adjust the lighting a little bit. What's happening here? Oh, there we go. No. Huh? What's going on right now? Why is this? What is happening right now? Delete. So this is the layer over here. And then I use a perspective adjustment on that. And I snap it onto this. Oh, now it works. Okay, it didn't work before, now it works. So let's pull this here and pull this there. Let's have a look here. That's not too bad. Bring this a little bit closer maybe. Like so. And then let me have a second look at this. Let's bring this here up a little bit more. Like so, okay. Let's see. Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay. I feel like this wall is kind of not looking like it's bent at all. Let's bring this closer still. Maybe I should pull this down a little bit, so it's a little bit more on angle. That is better. It down here, for some reason, it doesn't want to look better. Oh, I'm almost done. 1 second. That's okay. And then I think I want to move both of them a little bit more to the left, like so. Let's go in here again. 1 second. Almost there. Yeah, okay. Or just a little bit further away. Yeah, let's keep it like that. That's good enough. Let's see this bigger. That's okay. Good, good, good. So let's... Oh. Please don't crash. Let's save this real quick. 1 second. Save it on downloads, live stream. I should not save this here. That's a bad habit. Let me save this in here. Live stream 28, 38 I think we have from the week, right? Okay, Patronus guy. There we go. Okay, good. I think, anyways, that's good. Okay, so let's put this in a group and then let's rasterize this. We have it as one layer. Oh, that's taking a long time. The challenge review is always exciting. Really? Okay, that's good. Okay, there we go. So what we're going to do now is, of course, making the background a little bit darker. So let's do that. Not like this. That looks horrible. Let's do it like this, maybe. Bring this a bit down. Let's set this here to... Actually, you know what? Let's reset this. Go to lab mode here. And then pull this down. Oh, wrong side. Lightness. There we go. Yes. Or is that better? No, actually not as good. Let's go back to RGB. Set here luminosity. Bring this down. Bring this down. Maybe bring this in here a little bit or up? No. Okay. Let's go here, vibrance, saturation, bring that down a little bit, like so. We can bring this up a little bit, bring this down a little bit. Okay, cool. So now that we have that, let's make another layer here. And then we want to paint in here a little bit, so make this soft. Opacity, let's reduce that a little bit. Give me that so I can adjust the color. And then should I set it to multiply or maybe not? Okay, let's have my good old, what is it called again? Toolbox here to paint this a little bit down along the corner here. That already looks a little bit better. Make this bigger and reduce the opacity. Oh, 4% is a little bit too little. Why? Oh, the blue is from the guy. I was like wondering, what is this blue shimmer? Is that from this effect? No. Is that from this picture? It's from that guy here. Okay. I think I know what we do. We will do it like this, make a selection, then invert the selection and just delete that other stuff. Or we will create a mask. Invert pixel selection, create a mask. That was the wrong way to do that. Invert pixel selection, create a mask. That's good. Perfect. There we go. Look at that. So we have that now. Let me make a second layer here. Paint a little bit more on here to make different darks parts a little bit darker here. And then is my voice cutting out? Oh, did I paint on that layer now? No, I didn't. Okay, that's good. I think I want to blur this a little bit. Is my voice cutting out because the picture size is too big? Because that could very well happen, that it's just the computer is taking a little bit too much power. And why is this not blurring the background? Come on. Maybe because it's too... Oh, I know what's happening here, because of preserve alpha. Okay. That's good. All right, so we have this so far. Whew, I was thinking it goes a little bit faster, to be honest. This is what? This is the effect in here. Okay, that's good. So let's put a recolor on that. Make that blue inside. You know, back when I did these effects, I streamed for like 4 or 5 hours. And that's, of course, I mean, you have a lot more time to do the stuff you want to do. So let's go like this. That's good. Still, I think I will duplicate this one. And then just have a bigger glow around that. Let's open this up here. Let's say 350. That's okay. Maybe a little bit different color. That's good, okay. Also with the inside glow, we can make that bigger maybe. And also different color. Okay, so this is taking shape now. Let me duplicate this effect here. Let me see if we put this here and then have a curve on that to bring the highlights a little bit down. Does this do anything? No? Is this the right layer? Yes, it is. Okay. Interesting. Well, it makes it a bit brighter. I'm not super happy with that. Let's reduce this here a little bit. Like so. Okay, good. Sound is still there. That's good. Okay, perfect. By the way, you didn't tell me about your experience with the September challenge. September challenge. Let me know about that. This thing down here, we don't need that. That's not good. This is now the big question. Oh, I guess we paint that out. Whoop, that's too big. 100%. Let me see if I paint this over here. Does this change anything? No. What's happening? Oh. Why doesn't this affect the mask right now? Well, I can do it another way. Let's just paint over that. Let's go like this. There we go, problem solved. All right, so we need a little bit more effect on the inside and then also a little bit more like kind of this smoke effect. We can do that next. Let's go here, smoke. What kind of smoke do we want to use here today? Let me see. This is not too bad, maybe here. But it has to kind of go to the end of the picture. So that's maybe, it should be a longer smoke would be good. Maybe this one is nice here. There's too much going on here. But I can download this first. Let's put this all in here. Where is that? Live stream, week 38. Let's put this down here and then let's go materials. What's the stream time? 1:25. That's okay. All right. So let's put this in here. Actually, we can drag this in here. Oh, the thing is gone. View, navigation panel, yes, please. There we go. Okay, let's put this in here. That's the first one. That's the second one. This one looks actually pretty nice. Let's go to maybe screen. Pull this arrange, flip. Yeah, that's good. Should we have his head smoke? Like so. Remove the lower part. Let's recolor this real quick. We also have to adjust the background, but don't worry about that right now. Put a mask on that. Let's paint that. I'm really happy to be more doing this creative stuff again, to be honest. That is a lot more fun. But I'm a little bit of kind of a switch between doing that and doing the classic photography and stuff like that, you know, so. Let me see if I duplicate this. It's nice, but I don't like that these bright parts up here. Let's try to, the dark parts up here, sorry. Let's try to remove that. Oh, it's already gone. Okay, good. Blend ranges are awesome. That's one of the best things. You see, just like pulling that down. This took too much, by the way. Let's bring this back. Maybe I have a second look at this one. Okay, that's good. What does the chat say? The challenge was, Chris says the challenge was hard for me because I just didn't know what to photograph. That is a good point. That is really hard, especially at the beginning. It's really, really hard to figure out what to do. Chris, oh my God, the chat bot is going crazy here. Maybe I should reduce that to less often. At some point, I actually just stopped because I didn't had enough time to think about a photo because we moved to a new house in 2 weeks also. Why didn't you photograph the moving process? That sounds like an interesting, like all these boxes with stuff. That sounds like an interesting thing to photograph. Also, I'm just much more a composite and artwork guy. That's also a good point. Although you do learn about composition with your photography too, but you don't have to do it if you don't want to. Monty, I should take a time to learn shortcuts for Affinity. Dobra says, love watching you at work, developing and compositing images. Thank you very much for that. That's awesome. Okay. We will do some more of that smoke stuff in here. Where's the other one? Oh, there we go. To give it a little bit more atmosphere. Now I moved the wrong one. That's not good. Let's set this to, I think we set the other one to screen. Let's also move this around. Flip horizontally. There we go. This one is a little bit weak, but we can still, again, we can try something else here. Let's go with curves here. And then just try to make this more intense. There we go. That's also a good technique. Instead of like multiplying the folder, you can also enhance the, like make it brighter to give it more effect. I think one of the most important things about that challenge also is that the learning comes very much from exercise, from just doing the stuff again and again and again and figuring out what you like and what you're good at. And often you're surprised by yourself, like I said with my stuff, where I'm like, I didn't expect I'm good at street photography, but I'm actually very pleased at the results that I got from that. So now I have something like a new thing, a new element to my skill, right? So that's nice. A new palette of things that I can do. So that is very nice. And I actually also want to have a little bit more glow on this smoke here. Let me think about that. If I make a layer in here and set this to screen and paint on that, what will that do? Lighten color? No. Lighten? No. I think we have to do this maybe with another curve. Although this feels too intense now. Wait a second, let me have this a little bit brighter and then go to the other curve and pull this down a little bit again. Is this the right curve? Yes, it is. Okay, good. Like so. Make this a bit softer. Oh, that wasn't intended, sorry. And then with this one, when I push this up, come on, please. When I push this up like so, and then I invert that layer, and now I can paint in areas that I want to have brighter. So that's pretty cool. See, like I can highlight this part here, and maybe this part here, and this part here. And so not everything is bright, just some parts of the smoke are bright. Okay, I want to also have a texture here for this kind of, how would you call that? Dust? Kind of glowing dust. That's actually pretty cool here. Let's do that. That looks surprisingly matching for what I want to do here. Let's pull this in here. Let's look at the chat. Chris says, because I don't want to show the chaos in my room to the whole world. Yeah, that is true, but you can photograph like a detail or make it abstract or stuff like that, you know, or maybe just like for the moment, pull out all the tools that you use for organizing stuff, like the screwdriver and the sticky tape and stuff like that. Put them next to each other and take a photo of that, right? I think this wasn't it a challenge also on the internet? Inside of your bag challenge. That was a thing, I think. Yeah, you know, where people just photograph what they have in their bag and they line it up like this. You can make this with moving tools, right? So that could be interesting, and without revealing your what's going on in your flat, right? Okay, so let's turn this around and then recolor it and blend it with the picture. Let's go here to maybe, I don't know, lighten, screen. Let's go with screen. Set this to recolor also, like so. And then make this also blue. And, well, it's not too bad, but we have to do some adjustments here. First of all, let's bring this up a little bit. Pull this down. Okay, then put a mask on that and invert the mask. And then we take a big brush. Where's my brush? There we go. Make that bigger. Boom, there we go. And then we want to paint this in here softly onto the areas where it might be cool, like on the guy here on the face a little bit, around these kind of glowy things over here. Maybe some up here. Then, oh, sorry, I rotated my canvas. Come on, go back. There we go. Make this smaller here. Have some more details here along the arm. And maybe also the face. And here around our little lamp. All right, this is starting to look pretty good. Around the outlines here. Down here a little bit more. And that's actually pretty nice. I feel like here it's maybe a little bit too much. Let's see. Reduce the opacity. Bring this a little bit down here so we have more darkness here in that part of the arm. Let's see. Yeah, that might be better. Let's bring it a little bit back maybe. Okay. Let's think about the background here. Let's save this first. And then think about the background color for this stone part. Is this the stone part? Yes, it is. Okay, cool. Actually, we can delete this part, the original picture, completely because it's kind of not part of the image anymore. So let's save this again. Okay, I think... want to have some glow effect, maybe. Let's try a new technique. I haven't really experimented with this enough, but I'm using a fill layer here, like so, and then giving it the color I want, like this blue. And for some reason, this is not showing up as I want it to be. Oh, this is because it's on the... so it has to be like this. And then set this to add, like so. And then the next step is to put a mask on it, I think. Layer, invert the mask, and then I can now paint the glow effect into the picture. Let's see if that works or not. I want to set this back to white. Yeah, well, the problem is that the mask doesn't look good. Let's set this to 0 here. Nah, that's crap. Okay, let's not do that. Let's go with a curve here. Pull this up to make it bright. And then go into the colors and hey, by the way, I didn't tell you that yet. I'm going to do another online course because I made this vote on what you want to see next, and I think most people would be interested in online course. And also, I found that the last online course I did very well. People were very interested in that, so I think that's a good sign that people enjoy that. And also, you know what? Oh, I didn't see the comment. Sorry. Another thing, I was worried in the past about doing workshops, online courses, because I thought, well, it's so basic, you know, the things that I explained, but that's actually not true because I bought several online courses from other people and looked at them. For like photography and editing, mostly rather in Lightroom and stuff like that, rather than Affinity Photo, because there's just like more courses and also from really, really good photographers. So I wanted to look at what they are doing. And what I found is that while what they explain is not magically different, of course, what you get as a result, because it's in relation to a specific result, you still learn a specific use of that tool. So for example, let's say the curves. If you think about curves, you know what they do, you know what they are. But then if you explain curves in comparison to, not in comparison, but in regards to how you use it in color grading, like I did in my online course, that is a complete different way to think about curves. And that's the interesting thing. And this is what makes it worth the money. And also you have all these videos combined together on just one purpose, and that really turned my mind around, where I thought, actually, that is a good thing. It's a good product. It's not something where you combine all your free videos into something that is a course. It is very focused, and it gives a completely different perspective on something. And this is why I now have a lot more of a sense for doing that, right? For making these courses, right? I feel a lot better about that, is what I want to say here. So now is the difficult part again of painting in the light. Let's make this bigger here. I think we need to have something there on the wall that makes sense. Because right now it feels a little bit like, yeah, but what is he looking at, right? Feels a little bit strange. I feel like this needs to be a little bit more high contrast. Or not. Let's leave it like that. And then let's revisit this curve here. Oh, that's an interesting situation right now, because if this will make everything darker, and I actually don't want that. Let me have a quick think about that. When I make a mask like this, and then I make another curve, and then I invert the mask on that. This was the wrong way to do that. Select, invert pixel selection. Let's create another curve here. And so I only now should reduce the outside. Yeah, that's actually better. Yeah, that's good. And then we can also make this a little bit more blue. There we go. Okay, what could this guy look at? Could it be some kind of a skull or a sign? Or I'm not super happy with the color that this has here, but I can still adjust that. Let's go to color balance here. Any ideas in the chat of what he could be looking at? What does the chat say, by the way? I didn't read all of the... Because I don't want to... okay, I have read that. Hey there, I have a question. How do I... Select every layer so the develop persona works as on every layer. You can't do that. The develop persona only works on one layer that you have selected. It's because a develop persona is something you do before you start to go into the photo persona. Of course, you can switch between them back and forward, but actually it doesn't really give you a way to adjust that all the layers at the same time. As far as I know. Like the same as with Liquify, you have to select a layer to use that. You might be able to use the developer persona on an embedded document, which works like a smart layer, but I'm not 100% sure if that actually works or not. That's not good. Let's delete that. And I feel like I want to have also a little bit more glow around that light here. By the way, what's the stream time here? Oh, okay, we have to finish this up sooner or later. Let's set this also to blue. And then maybe to screen or lighten. Screen looks a little bit better. You know what I found today? Affinity Photo doesn't have lighten dodge. And that is an effect you know to make good glows. You need to make good glow effects. So that is really interesting that is not part of the blend modes yet. I hope they add that at some point. This is not working for some reason. Probably because the underlying layer is not that, but something else. Okay. I can just, let's make this a little bit weaker. And maybe a little bit smaller. Yeah, let's keep it like that. Someone runs some runes on the wall. Oh, okay. I have cows at home without moving. Oh, okay. Me too. Me too. I think, yeah, that's often creative people have that, where they have a lot of like trashy home. But I figured out a solution that is actually simple to make your room look clean without it actually being super organized or clean. The trick is you have to remove everything from the ground. You can have the stuff anywhere else in your shelves, on your desk, doesn't matter. As long as there's nothing standing on the ground, the room looks clean. That's the trick to make it like look clean. By the way, do you know that there's people who, as like they swear on just not using shampoo, they only use water. I'm using shampoo, but I have a different theory. I think it does not matter if you vacuum clean your home. Dust is coming back right after you have vacuum cleaned. Of course, you can like brush these big, like if you have a cat, there is like these balls of fur. But the normal dust, I think it doesn't do anything to your home. You can just leave it there, and most of the time you don't even see it, to be honest. And I like this classic artist atelier style, you know. Okay, what do I need to do here to make this look better? Oh yeah, we have to have something on the wall. I forgot about that. Let's have maybe some kind of witch thing. Oh, by the way, this also looks kind of good. We can have, maybe, we can try that, to put that in here too. Maybe have some witch stuff here. I mean, a rune is actually a good idea. Rune. No, not rune, not run, rune. No? Okay. Maybe something like that? I'm not sure. I just want to put something there. A lever could be also cool. Lever? How do you write lever? Lever. Is it lever or lever? Lever, lever, not lever, lever. All right. Why? What? Look at a hole. That could also be a thing. He can look at a golden key coming out of the wall. A key. That might be interesting. Maybe a glowing key. There we have a key, old schooly key that might be good. Or maybe a key hanging on the wall. A lock? Oh, that's from Kingdom Hearts. I've never played that, but I know the story. This would be cool, but it's we have to do all the selecting of the background. That's a little bit annoying. Or maybe we don't. Let's use this. That is good enough. Let's download this real quick here. Put that, maybe open that up in a separate file. Oh God, it's in here. Let's go like this. And then use our selection brush real quick. We don't have to have a super good selection here because this is going to be in the dark anyways. Like this. I already know that this is going to be a longer stream. I still have to do the review. But art takes time, and this isn't even art. You know, this is the 4-step to art. So yeah, I think that's good enough maybe. Let's subtract some parts here like this and this and this and that and this, and why didn't that work? There we go. Okay, refine. That's already working pretty well here because we have some nice contrast. But see, now there should be a button that says extract object, and the software should know what the object is and what the background is, which actually shouldn't be too hard because the object is in focus and the background is not in focus. So this is kind of something that should be easy for the software to decide. But yeah, it's not part of the software yet. That's yeah, not ideal. But at least this has a lot of good recognition here. And by the way, if it can do this kind of recognition, maybe this could also be part of creating dynamic masks like luminosity mask and chromatic mask, stuff like that. That could be very, very helpful. Let's go like this. That's good enough, I would say. I have to rasterize this, I think, so I can copy it over. Rasterize, copy, place this here with giant keys. We can place this below everything, so it already has the color in there. Man, there's a lot of layers in here. This is too dark. Yeah, let's go like that. And then we probably want to recolor this and have it a little bit glowing maybe also. Perspective is almost right, I would say, huh? Maybe we should bend this up a little bit like so. And then this keyhole is too bright. I can actually maybe delete the keyhole. 1 second. Nope. There we go. Okay, so now curve. We need a curve here on this one. We will call this key also, so I know what that is. And then let's give this a little bit more contrast here. That already looks pretty good. I actually want to have these parts here a little bit brighter, so I have to think about that. We could maybe use the picker for that. So this is that part of the image. And then this part should be darker again. Oh, that works pretty good. Okay, nice. Also give me a layer here. Can we put this on here and then make soft light? Let's see, soft light. Give me a brush. I need to have the brush smaller, of course, because I want to make this side here a little bit darker and this side here too. Feeling really good about this, I have to say. It's not as good as my old work has been, but I haven't done this for some time, so I'm really happy with this, I have to say, on how that turned out. It's actually not too bad. I kind of feel like I want to have a little bit of glow, but just on that side here. Maybe I make another layer here, put that behind here, and then use that color and just paint that behind here a little bit, like so. Is that a good idea? Let me see. Not 100%. Let's turn this off for a second. Let me duplicate the key and then rasterize it. Set it to screen and then blur it. Hello. That is a lot better. Okay, cool. I might maybe delete a little bit of the behind part here, so it glows more in the front. The key is not very visible. We have to fix that a little bit before we can go on here. Let's make another curve here and then push this up pretty high. And then invert that. Actually, just put it on here. What does the chat say? I didn't know curves have a picker. Yes, they do. That's a really, really cool function of that. And it's often very helpful too. What is happening here? Why is this not doing anything? Oh, I'm on the razor still. This is something that's classic for me, to just forget to switch the tool. So I want to just bring out these highlights here a little bit more. Maybe also back here. Let's see from the distance. Yeah, let's just bring out these details here on the key. And then let's see if it's a bit more visible from the... Man, I'm not happy on how badly the key is visible in the wall. Where is that thing that I put here on the... Let's go down here. I had a shape here that I put behind the... There's the ellipse. Let's duplicate this real quick and put it behind the key, and let's see if that makes it more visible. Something is interfering here. 1 second. But the strange thing is... Yeah, but at the same time it looks stupid. I lost it. Where is it? I'm almost done with this. Don't worry, I'm almost done. I think I will go in here to the key again and then maybe make another curve. And just like make the lower part of the key brighter. Almost done here, almost done. Let's just do it like this. Put it on the key. And then invert that. Give me the brush. Make the brush a little bit bigger here. Let me see. All right, let me open this up again. Yeah, let's just go like this. Okay, good enough. It's still not really visible. I don't know. Maybe I should make the behind a little bit darker, but I don't want to waste too much time on this right now. Let me make a layer here real quick and then just paint a little bit on the background. Reduce that a bit. Yeah, okay, it's a bit better. All right, so much for that. And I feel maybe the whole picture is a bit too much. So let's cut this. Unconstrained, no. Constrainment 4:3. And then rotate that. And then maybe, let's see. Like this, maybe. Okay, I'm happy. I hope you're happy too. So now we can do the review. Oh my god. Okay, wow. That was a long process. It's good enough, I would say. It could be a little bit different. Maybe I should have made the key in pink. I'm just thinking about that right now. We could just to give that. Oh, by the way, I didn't think about putting an overlay on that either. Let me do two more things here real quick. What is this, by the way? Okay, that's the shadow for the thing. Where's the key? This is the key. What is this? That's the highlight on the key. Okay. Let me maybe put these two. What is happening? Okay, these two into a group. Did that change anything? No, it still looks the same. Okay, good. So let's call this key group. And then I will simply take a recolor. Just for the fun of it, put it in here. And then maybe make this pink. Or yellow. Or green. Green key. Ghost key. It's kind of... It has more attention, but it's kind of at the same time looking strange. Maybe because the glow is not in here. Is this the glow? No, that's not the glow. Is this the glow? No. Strange. I don't find that now. Anyways. Okay, so let's maybe not do that. That's a good idea, but somehow the glow doesn't work with that. I don't know why. Maybe I have to change the blend mode here. Can it be? No. It doesn't want to pick up on the glow for some reason. Anyways, let's not do that. And then lastly, let's put a rectangle on here with my good old, we have to put this on everything. With the good old mythical gradients, if I find them, where are they? Swatches, here. I don't know why they are down there. They should be up here. Set this to soft light, maybe. Mythical Gradients 2, where are they? Where are they? Where are they? Mythical Gradients. This is the, no, this is the 2 version. I want to have the 1 version. 1 second. Solid, no. Gradients pack. No, this is 2. Where's the first one? Solids? Am I blind? What is happening here? Light leaks, mythical. Are these the mythical gradients? Oh, yes, they are. Did I do so many? What the? What? Look at how many those are. Oh, okay. Good. Anyways, let's do this real quick. Switch through them real quick here. By the way, I should also have radial ones. Radial, sorry. Let me see, how is this spreading here? This is wrong. The results are kind of strange, to be honest. I don't know why. Maybe because the scene is very dark. Okay, let's leave that and go to the review. Enough time. Maybe golden glow of the key. Yeah, I can do that. I will do that, but not now. I will do it after the stream. Because right now it's not very visible. No? Okay, good. All right, so that's it for the edit. I hope you enjoyed that. And now we are going to do the weekly review here. If I find that, let me click on this here real quick. Weekly challenge, there we go. 38, right? Yes, 38. Okay, time goes by so quick, right? It's incredible. So this time I wanted you to edit this photo that I edited in my last live stream. And you have seen, oh God, where do I find that? Do I have it in here maybe? Well, let me see. Oh yeah, there it is. So this is the edit I did in my last live stream. I haven't, by the way, I haven't posted it yet on Instagram. It's got this kind of glitch effect that I did. See, with these scan lines, and then you have the glitch where the picture is going to the side, and this kind of double thing here where the color shift is. So interesting effects that I did in my last stream. I should actually exchange the thumbnail for the stream so you can find it easier. And so here you did these versions. So let's have a look. Niels is doing this. Oh, wow, with Yoda. Is it Yoda? Yes, it's Yoda. No, is it Yoda? The small Yoda. Yes, baby Yoda, all right? Pretty cool. So it's a mix of Yoda and Matrix. Interesting. Very nice. I think from the atmosphere, the things could be a little bit closer together because they all have the same color, but at the same time, it feels like they're a little bit side by side rather than in the same scene. But really cool idea. I really like that. Also, maybe a little bit more of a glowing effect, especially here back in this text. Maybe you didn't want to have too much attention on the text, but when you have the Matrix text, if you think about the original text, that was very glowing and was, of course, like inspired by these old computer screens that we had in the past with these green black screens, and they have this glowing green, very nice high contrast, and also this kind of specific green, although here you see there's a million different greens, so maybe not that specific. Whoops, that's the wrong picture. There we go. But still, cool idea. Also interesting genre mix of these two areas here. So that's pretty cool. I think the prop is too many curves. That might also be overdoing it with the curves. Okay, thank you very much, Niels. Pretty cool. By the way, I have to still. Oh, I lost the post. Okay, that's great. I still have to. What is this? Is this my profile? What the hell? Oh yeah, it's my profile. Oh, okay, I know what's going on. Sorry. I still have to select the people, the post for the Hall of Fame. Like, as you know, on my website, I created a Hall of Fame, and I want to announce every week, like the winners of that, and then they get onto the page, so you can have a look at the pictures from that week, like the best pictures from that, and also have the name here. I also use the first name with the then with the initial of the last name, so to keep a bit more privacy. I don't know if you want to have the full name or not. I just thought that might be a good idea, so people who don't want to have the full name are not like inflicted by that, and people who want to see their name still have that kind of, they still know it's them, right? I could maybe include also links to your Instagram or something if you want to. The problem with links is that they get out of, like, if you delete your Instagram or something, they kind of lose their usability, their purpose, and that's bad, because after some time you have hundreds of links in there, or they might like lead to something else. You know, you might close your website and then suddenly kind of scam page is buying that domain and putting some stuff there, so that might be a problem. That is also really an interesting idea. That's from Rushabh, and he has copied the actor, and also actually works really nice with the perspective of just moving it a little bit to the side. It's really cool. One thing that does not work so well here is the light you put on the face here, because it's very even. I'm not sure if this is the exact same light as you find here on this side, but you can see because of these lights in an area where you wouldn't expect it in that way, suddenly the face looks like it's kind of a mask that is a little bit like a printout that is inside of a glass tube or something like that. Maybe also because this part here is also glowing, and you would kind of expect it maybe to be a little bit darker or something, and that the front of the face is very like a glass tube, not like this the more detailed surface of a face, right? So yeah, but otherwise a really cool idea. Really like that. Also with the reflection or shadow, I'm not sure what exactly. It's either or. If it would be a shadow, it would have to go like more in this direction because of the light source. But for a reflection, just going down is actually good. So I think these are more reflections in that case. The mythical gradients were really cool, yeah. I was thinking about maybe doing a second collection of those. Like I did the second collection with darker tones, but maybe I should do one that is more specific to a certain palette of tones on, I don't know, maybe neon tones, although I do have a neon pack too. All right, so this is by Chrysilia. Is that the right pronunciation? Chrysilla, yes, I think that's it. Awesome, very interesting. Very like a little bit bright with the pink, so that it looks a little bit overexposed. And this is often the problem, like when you change color of a picture. Like when you look at this here, it's also overexposed here, but when you change the color, different colors have different brightnesses, right? So when you just change the color without adapting the brightness, it suddenly looks overexposed and looks strange. So you might have to adjust the brightness and the contrast to fit that color that you're using. Because here with the pink, it looks interesting, but it like looks too intense and too flat and kind of overexposed, right? So yeah. I really like how you put also in here. I think is this part of my pack, or is it just an overlay from the internet? I'm not quite sure. It could be something I've created. It looks similar. But that's very nice. I would have maybe made it a little bit brighter. I like how this goes behind her body, but maybe put it in a position where it goes through the body on a in an area where it's more prominent. Although the background is bright in that case, so that might be a little bit of a problem because these lines get less visible if it's bright in the background. So of course you can make them super bright where the inside is white and then you have this colorful glow just around them, a little bit like a laser or like a lightning would look, but that might be too bright. So I do get that. To make this a little bit more realistic, you could also, for example, down here where it comes super close to the ground, paint in a little bit of light effect where this makes the ground a little bit brighter down here. So that could be a good idea. Also, by the way, in this case, you could have made the background darker with just like a softer glow of that pink, but darker background. And then, of course, because the background is darker now, suddenly you have the ability to have this light swirl in the foreground and have it glow at the same time, right? So that could be a way to do that, right? From my pack. Hi, you're in the chat. Hi, thank you for joining. That's awesome. Okay, really, really cool. Thank you for using that too. This is from Urek. Oh wow, is it Harry Potter? It looks this looks actually a lot like Hermione, right? From the I don't know. From the face and from the posture, and so it looked interesting. This completely reminds me of Harry Potter, but maybe it is not. I'm not sure. Well, what is here the idea? Urek says, here's the idea. The witch confused the spell. She wanted to use a spell to summon a book about space, and she summoned the cosmos. Oh, wow. Okay. There's a lot happening here. Interesting. Also, we have the pictures, and there's a rocket somewhere. You see this? There's a rocket. I can't see the rocket here. Maybe it's so dark that I can't see. Do you see a rocket in here somewhere? Or is this the wand that she's having in her hand? Maybe that's the wand. Yeah, that's not a rocket, it's a wand. Okay. But did you stretch it a lot? Because that looks very different. Anyways, that's a pretty good idea. Maybe, I don't know. It would be a good idea to have a nicer light effect here on that looks a little bit more magical. Like, for example, Free Pick is a good resource for that. Where you have these kind of, how would you call that? A light lens flare. Lens flare? Or let's say magical light. Yeah, you see here. And these, you also have these kind of things. By the way, with Free Pick, you have to be careful because you see these are EPS files. And to remove, this is the mind-blowing thing here, to remove that checkerboard thing in the background that makes you think this is a PNG and actually transparent, you need, it's not optional, you need Illustrator because in every other software, you can't remove that checker pattern. You have to have Illustrator. That's like, it's useless. I don't know why. I wrote them an email about that. And sometimes, like here, it's kind of hidden. You don't see the checkerboard. You download that. The good thing is you don't have to pay per download. You pay once or you don't pay at all because of they have also free downloads. And so it doesn't matter as much, but that's annoying. That's really annoying. But they have some good stuff in here that you can use for these kind of effects that have this more magical light. If you find something without these super annoying checkerboard things in the background. Again, here it's everywhere. It's everywhere. Why? Just leave it black in the background so I can just blend it. Anyways, to have this more kind of magical light is a good idea. To have the situation. So the assets have the kind of story and the vibe and the idea already in the way how the light looks and how these, maybe you have a little swirl that's coming from that light also that has this kind of magical touch. And in the background, you maybe a little bit different from the scene because the cosmos is just there, but you don't really see any kind of relation to her magic wand and to what is happening. So for example, what you could do is if you have, for example, kind of this portal effect in the background, again, you can find these portals on FreePic. Let's go here, portal. You see like these kind of effects again, stupid with these things, but maybe like this or something, you know, stuff like that. And then you have a little bit of cosmos in there, or some other, can we say magic portal? Yeah, maybe like this. You have this, and then you have a bit of cosmos in there, and then you have this kind of magic swirl that we have seen before, and connect the portal. We can close this here. Connect the portal to that wand with the magical swirl, so there is a visual connection between these two elements, because right now she's just standing in front of the cosmos, but you don't really see that she created that through a spell, right? So this gives you more idea of the story. This is by Mick, and Mick says, just keeping it simple, changing the image to black and white with an old TV test card on the and interference overlay. Ah, okay, interesting. I'm a bit confused why you have a picture and a test picture at the same time. I like the interference though, so that's pretty nice. You could have made these a little bit like, you know, maybe with a wave effect or something where the picture is also a little bit bent into different directions. Again, by the way, you can maybe use Filter Forge. This is why I said I have different tools that give you kind of different abilities for that. Let's say here, glitch. Hey, look at that here. Wow. Or these kind of scan lines. This is what I mean. So you see, I can, wow. You see, you can have this with one click. Of course, the downside is this might take away from your own artistic ability because it does the work for you. But then on the other hand, you do have these, let me open this up here real quick, Filter Forge. Oh, no, that's the wrong one, sorry. Where is it? There is it, okay. Open in Filter Forge. One second. There we go. So now if I have your picture, where is it? There. Let me download this real quick. Let's go to the, yeah, let's just push it in there so we find it easier. Oh no, I have to, is this, oh, this is good. Okay, I thought it has this kind of crazy menu. So you can see you put this in here, and then you have a little bit of these lines. Like that is too much, of course, but I think you can reduce it maybe. Scale, noise. Nope. I'm not 100% sure how to control this right now, to be honest. This is maybe getting a little bit closer. Well, it's not as easy as it looks. You have to fiddle around with that a little bit, but you know what I mean. Like you have a little bit of this kind of picture destruction, so that might be interesting effect. Or what you can also do is like just create this and then paint it onto the picture in some parts, right? So can I copy this? Copy image? Does it work? And then I pull it. Oh, let me see. Just real quick. If that works. Nope. No, don't do that. From clipboard. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Very nice. Very nice. Okay, I'll take your picture too. And then we put this on here, and then we put this on top, and then we make a mask, and then we invert the mask, and then this is not in the right place anyways. Let's make this brush smaller here. Give me white as a color. More opacity, please. Let's go with 100%. And you can see I can paint this on just in like certain parts. So I can have the main character clean, and then just paint this on or remove it again because it's a mask. You can do whatever you want. So that's pretty nice. And so you have a little bit of a disturbance here with this kind of wiggly line effect. It might enhance the effect a little bit more. So yeah, that's pretty good. Okay, cool. Let's go on here. So still pretty cool. Very nice edit with the glitch effect. And again, I'm a bit confused why the test picture is at the same time there. And maybe because right now it's just different colors, you can't really see that this is this kind of test card picture. So maybe find a test card picture. Do they have it on Unsplash? TV screen test image? No, not really. But do they have it on Wikipedia? Like you have this here. Oh, here, test card, Wikipedia. This one here. And you can just blend this onto the picture. And I think people will have maybe a better... Oh, I closed it. Anyways, I think people will have a better idea if they see that. And you can maybe even bend that like a TV screen a little bit. To give a bit of a better impression of that this is a test screen image from the colors. All right, let's go on here. Thank you very much, Mick. Ooh, very nice. Okay, this is from Jens. Background picture from Unsplash, lots of color adjustments and making lighting as realistic as possible. Aha, pretty cool. Very nice. Yeah, lighting is really hard to achieve to get that right. But it's a good attempt, so that's pretty cool. Very nice. And I like the idea of this long hallway. I'm not sure if she is at the right scale, but it might be that these columns are rather high because they look pretty massive. So she might actually be the right scale for where she's standing. So that's pretty cool. Very nice idea. Fiddle maybe a little bit more around with the light. And also what often gives a very good effect is to have this kind of rim light. I talked about that in one of my videos. What is the term for that? Chiaroscuro, is that the word? From the classic painting? Chiaroscuro. I don't know how to write that to be honest. Chiaroscuro, there we go. How's it pronounced? Where's my, let me see. How's it pronounced?
Chiaroscuro.
Chiaroscuro, okay. All right, there we go. So that's what that is. And that is this kind of, is there an example here? Well, this is a good example here. You see where you have this kind of rim light that's getting like the edges very bright. You see down here under the skin and here with the fingers and stuff like that. So with this, what I showed you before with the pushing it up with the curves and then inverting the mask and then painting it just on these edges here makes the structure stand out and makes the light look really interesting at the same time. So you can try to do that here where it's appropriate, of course. So maybe not back here because there's no light source, but up here, for example, you can do it with the blue light, and maybe here in front you could do it a little bit with the pink light and over here also. And that is a pretty cool effect. Oh, my chatbot is going wild again. Okay. Use the chat, by the way. Ask questions, say something. It's always welcome. There we go. This is by Hans. Old gargoyles. Oh, gargoyles. Oh, up there. I didn't see them. Up here we have some gargoyles. Okay, pretty cool. On a modern building. Photo by Maxime is... Okay. So different photographers have masked the figures and added a layer of color to each. So that's pretty good. Like the ambient light is nice, so from the colors it fits in there. I would have maybe, again, with the curves, for example, and then invert and what I just said, making maybe the lower part here a little bit brighter and like these edge lights again, just so you have a little bit more focus on them if you want to make them a little bit more highlighted, to have, like, to look more at them. Although on the other hand, you might only have this as kind of a additional background decoration, and you don't want to take away the attention from the main actress here in the picture. So this could also be the case that you just wanted to have a little bit more things in the picture. By the way, this is also, you have seen before when I did that picture, or with the other pictures that I have created in other streams, adding a lot of different effects in there, a little bit of this kind of glitter and the smoke and other kinds of things, will make your picture often look more interesting, and you tell more of a story with that, rather than just adding one effect and then be done with that. Don't overfill your pictures, only use it where it's actually needed. Like you have seen where I reduced this kind of glitter effect just to the character and a little bit around the character, not over all of the picture, because you want to have the attention still on the details that matter. But adding these details tells a lot more of the story that is going on, and of the connection between things, of how things are used or stuff like that. You know what I mean? That is very helpful, and also makes the result look a lot better. By the way, I talked about the online course, right? But I want to do, the next thing I'm doing is a course about the micro worlds, and there it's also important to add these little details on the different parts of that micro world thing. By the way, do you think it's a good idea, or is micro world already like out again? The trend is over? But I don't think it is, because micro worlds are always very cool, and it's a really cool exercise to get better at photo editing. That is fun, it is easy, and you can spend a lot of time on details and learn a lot in the process. And with the course, I can go over all these little things, right? Oh, there's another Matrix thing. So I think that the clothing she's wearing is really inviting that Matrix theme. By the way, did I miss something? No. I talked about all the pictures so far. That's good. So this is by Oliver. Inspired by Niels. Okay, that's good. Matrix version. I created various Matrix elements, colored the whole thing. A little green, made transitions, masked out the original image. At the edge, added fog and small highlights, and played with the tone mapping persona at the edge. At the end, the idea was to create something that looks like the movie poster. Yeah, that's pretty cool. And here you have a lot of these, like I said, like this is actually a good example to add, like for example, the text and other details and the smoke and stuff like that brings the elements together. And as long as it doesn't obscure anything or overload the picture, these details add to the atmosphere and bring everything closer together, and also maybe distract a little bit from the editing that you're doing, and everything looks better. Although the editing itself might not be super perfect. So this can actually heighten the value and the look of your picture, right? This is a good idea to play around with that. Like I said, don't overdo it. Keep it where it needs to be. Cut it where it doesn't have to, where it doesn't make sense. But when it comes together in the right way, it still looks amazing. That's pretty cool. Thank you very much, Oliver. That's actually a really cool work. I might send you a text to add this to the Hall of Fame. All right, pretty cool. There we go. This is from Laura. Oh, okay. Very different approach. Very interesting. I don't speak English, so I use Google Translate. That works pretty well. I use only here to try to do some kind of illustration. I merged it with a watercolor. Oh, this is hand painted by you. Wow, that's pretty impressive. All these flowers down here are from you. Are these the same flowers? Wait a second. That's pretty cool. Let me see. So this is squiggly line and then long. Do we have that here? Is this it? Squiggly line and then long? This is the flower down here? So it's 2 hills and a bigger one over there. I'm not certain. Is this the same? Are these the flowers you painted? Because they look really cool here. Oh yeah, we have two hills here and then the bigger one. And then we have, I think here is the squiggly line with the long part. Oh, wow. They changed a lot. With these colors, they look amazing. Wow, that's pretty impressive. Very cool. because here it looks pretty cool, but the colors are like, how can I say, too watercolor. I don't know how to explain it, but here it looks really cool from the colors. Very, very nice. Okay, interesting. I'm not quite sure what these violet lines here are. They a certain pattern, but I'm not sure what the purpose of them is. And then the character in the middle is nice, but it's not 100% fitting. Maybe it would be better to like integrate the face a little bit better into the flowers and have it kind of grow out of that. Like, you know, when you kind of remove all of these things and make the face bigger in the middle and have it fade into the background, maybe arrange the flowers a little bit so they complement that element. Like, for example, the shape of the head or something that is picked up by the pattern, and then going into the background. That might be interesting. I have, if you're interested in that, I have a video about a watercolor effect. Let me see. This one. And I think in there, when you look at the video, you will also see that I arrange these elements in a way where they follow the structure of the lion hat. So this is the original. No, wait a second. This is the lion photo, and then I put some paper texture behind that. And this is kind of the end result. And you can see like how these water these, how do you say, effects here, whatever, they follow the movement of the fur most of the time. So they support the structure of what is going on with the, you see, this is moving outwards and the fur is moving outwards. This is moving upwards and the fur is moving upwards. This is moving downwards. The fur is also moving downwards. So this is kind of supporting the movement that you have in the structure. You can probably also do that with the flowers. Let's close all this stuff here. All right, let's go on. Thank you very much, Laura. Ooh, this is from Sabine. Interesting. Okay, so this is my cat. I think my cat is hungry. Belusa, magst raufkommen hier? Komm mal her. Komm mal rüber hier, mein Schatzi. Komm mal her kurz. Bleib mal da. Bleib mal da jetzt. Komm mal her. Du dickes Miezi. Du wirst immer dicker jeden Tag. Ah, Belusi. 1 second. Belusi. So, here. Ooh. He's such a big cat. Look at that. Look at how giant he is. Look at how big his head is in comparison to my head. And he has a very big jaw too. I'm not sure if you can see that, but his mouth is like much, much bigger than the mouth of other cats. Belusi, du kriegst gleich was, Baby. Gleich. Okay, he's hungry. Gleich, Baby, gleich. Wir sind bald fertig. All right. We have to switch over again. Sorry for that. Interesting. Simple blend of 2 pictures together. I like how the colors flow together. I'm not quite sure I understand why there is suddenly trees in that house, but could be a projection on the house or something like that. I mean, visually looks pretty cool. It might just be like an artistic concept you wanted to try out, because from the story or what it's going to achieve, I'm not quite sure, but it looks good. That's also nice. You can often do things that don't really have to make a real world sense or have a kind of a purpose in the structure of the picture, but just give an interesting pattern and interesting effect. So that's also very nice. Okay, pretty cool. Maybe I would have made this part here a little bit less affecting her face, because she's, you see, it would be nice to see her still in a good way, but still, that's good. Or like they have this part here a little bit darker to give more contrast. But this, I think, is also because of the background, because here the picture is bright. And so when you blend this with the background, it stays bright and looks a little bit foggy. Yeah. Maybe use a dehaze effect and then paint it into that area. That might be good. Or use a just make an extra layer, pixel layer, and paint with black on that or with a dark gray to make this area darker, and then this blends better, as you can see over here. You know, that could be a thing. The trees are outside, she's in the house. Yeah, well, maybe, but you can see that it shines through the columns and on the ground and everywhere, you know, so... but that would be an interesting idea. Can't get her face correct, but out of ideas. Is this from the same person? No. John? Did we have something from John? No. I'm not sure what this is about. Oh, here, the edited image. Okay. Wait, what did you write here? 1 second. I can't get her face correct, but I'm out of ideas other than painting it in, and I'm not an artist. The goal was to hide the light burned out areas behind this guy's edited. Worked some more on her face. Okay. So okay, so you wanted to replace the background and then put this kind of text on there. That looks pretty good, I would say. You could maybe like play a little bit around with a glow effect, or kind of like this what is it called? This glow text effect. That could be interesting in the back. The selection of the hair and the face is nice. On the hair, I would maybe make it a little bit softer on the edge because it looks kind of harsh here. On the face, it looks kind of good. I also made a video about that. Let me see. Text. There we go. What is this glowing text? What is that called? You know, this kind of gas-filled, these lights, they are neon lights, neon text. Neon light? There we... Is that it? Neon text effect? I kind of was sure that I put that on a brick wall. Interesting. Maybe there's a brick wall and it just made it super dark. Let me see that. Ah, yeah, there's a brick wall behind that. Interesting. I made the background very dark here. I'm not sure why I did that. But this is a tutorial where I show how to do that kind of neon effect and then also a glow behind that on the wall to make it more realistic. I should do some of these older tutorials maybe again, give it a second attempt. Anyways, so look for that neon text tutorial to make this more of a neon, if you want it to be a neon text, doesn't have to be, but if this is a text with a light that's coming from the text, I would at least have a little bit of a glow on the background. Other than that, it looks actually pretty good, I think. Also, this kind of bend, this kind of background blade that you put in there to cover up the bright part looks pretty good. Yeah, so that's pretty nice. Very cool. Neon light, yeah, that's true. So thank you very much, John. Pretty cool work. There's the next one from Marcus. Oh, another one with some figures here and some text. Interesting. The elements don't really fit together too good. The woman is going to an art exhibition. I've tried to make the surroundings darker. Yeah, so the surroundings are darker. I like this kind of red carpet effect here, which is more red than carpet, but that's okay. I don't like the ambient light here and the brightness of these sculptures here, because you can see, first of all, the light here is coming from the front. Of course, it's difficult to find a picture where the light is coming from the other direction, but they are a lot brighter than the background situation. The ambient light might be okay, but the brightness is too bright here. I think if you would have put them the other way around, of course, then they look to the outside, but then the light, as you can see, would be more on the inside. Maybe that would have been more fitting, because right now you have here the shadow on that side where you have the only light source in the image. So it's a little bit strange. And also this kind of Irish or Celtic or whatever kind of a font looking text up here is a little bit strange and doesn't really fit in here. And also not something you would see in a museum as a text that would be chosen. Also, you wouldn't just write art at the entrance to your museum. Just art, nothing else. Maybe art museum or something like that, you know, art collection, gallery, something like that. Art open, no, not opening, but you know what I mean. That would have made a little bit more sense. Oh, there's also some torches, burning torches back here in tiki style. So there's a lot of different style mixes here, from Irish to, I don't know, this is not ancient Greek, it's more like a modern version of that. And then some tiki style flames here in the background. So try to have the elements fit together a little bit better from the light and from the styles, right? Okay, thank you very much, Marcus. Let's go here. Oh, black and white. Oh, this is another version from John, but only one entry is allowed. But you can see, like, with black and white, things become a little bit easier. So you can also do black and white entries, no problem. And then combining things and playing around with different effects is a little bit easier because you don't have to care too much about if it fits color-wise. Oh, there's one from Christoph. In a Star Wars kind of style. Do they have these kind of eye patches in Star Wars? That's an interesting question. I think, is there people with eye patches, or do they have something else? I can't remember any character, although that would be kind of fitting for all these kind of shady characters you see in the film, that someone would have an eye patch, but I can't remember a character with that. Gave her a lightsaber and an eye patch, let the Topaz AI overpaint it. Oh, okay, interesting. So kind of a paint effect here. That's very nice. I would be curious if you added the lightsaber and the eye patch after the paint effect or before, because it doesn't seem like there is a paint effect on these two elements. But the background looks pretty nice as a kind of digital painting style. So it's pretty interesting. Looks quite interesting. Need to play more with that effect. Yeah, that looks actually pretty cool. Very nice. You could have, like, I would suggest to make the light situation, like paint in here, again, maybe with curves, and then paint in here a little bit more of an interesting light situation into the picture. Maybe make the ground here a little bit brighter and such. And it doesn't have to be 100% perfect, because afterwards, when you let the paint effect run over it, you can just see how this paint effect is able to pick that up and convert it into an interesting painting, even if it doesn't look super realistic or super good in the original version. After the paint effect runs over it, it might look actually pretty interesting. So that might be good. Maybe you should do a tutorial on relighting assets. Yeah, that would be good. That could be an idea, yeah. No, painted them through. Looks more badass. Oh, really? They are? Okay, interesting. They mostly have mask before paint effect. Mask the paint effect away from the main details. Ah, okay, so they are still more visible and have more detail, so that makes sense. Although a little bit of a paint effect on these glowing edges maybe would be nice. But still, I like it. Pretty cool. Very nice work. All right, let's go on here with Diana. Winter is coming. Okay, so here again we have a lot of different style mixes and elements that are not really explained through the composition, like this kind of warping pink gate in the background. So the winter, I kind of like perspectively, these kind of winter elements here look pretty good, although there's some cars all of a sudden here that kind of look like a little bit they float in the picture. So maybe I would have like painted them out. And the tree here is kind of ghosting on the background. I can see like this kind of street lamp is looking. Oh, it's actually standing in front of the tree. So that's kind of maybe also remove that. I would rather have maybe added some ice, how do you say, like these ice cones no, what is it called? They hang from the roof over here on that part here from the door. The pink thing, I don't understand what that is. And also, why is that pink? And then you have a blue glowing light in front of that. So this should also be blue. And again, I don't know what that is. Why is there a warp gate suddenly? And there's also a mirror image of her. That's kind of very strange. So I wouldn't have done that. Maybe you could have found a picture of an ice cave or something and put it behind that door. So like she's walking into an ice cave that's inside of that building or something like that. Could be interesting. Okay, thank you very much for that, Diana. Pretty cool. All right. What is going on here? This is by Richard. Okay. Interesting. Okay, so you have a robot in love, which is a nice idea. I think perspectively it fits rather well. You want, I think, to paint in more shadow here on the left side to bring it more into the scene, and also have some shadow here on the ground that is more following the light from the background. You can orient yourself on the shadow you have a little bit down here. You don't see too much, but you can see like it's going towards the camera. So here, this very small shadow is too small, and also like looking like it's coming, the light is coming from the top rather than from behind. So just make a mask and then paint it in here just with a brush, for example, to make that darker. Or again, curves invert and then paint it onto the object could also be an option. Yeah, so play around with that, and I think that would look a lot more realistic like that. Thank you very much, Richard. Pretty cool. What is this? Oh, through the keyhole. Okay, Eric has, the idea was, ja, gleich, Mauzi, gleich, Schatzi, gleich. Vampire behind the door. So with keyhole. Picture in black and white, dark shaped keyhole. So let's have a look at the picture. Oh, okay. So you remove the background. Very strange, to be honest. Very strange. Like, the foreground is very like bright and colorful, and then you have a black and white picture with a super bright, like just white background behind that. I would like, if this is a vampire you look at onto through a keyhole, I would say make the background of the vampire dark, and then make like a spooky light, maybe in red or in blue or in green or something on her. Not super bright, but more like a spooky, darker, a little bit like desaturated light. And then make the foreground here also dark, maybe a little bit blue from a night situation or something like that. So like you are in the night looking through the keyhole onto the vampire that is standing in front of your door, right? Because right now you have multiple elements that don't really fit together and don't really tell a story. And also maybe have a little bit of blood or something coming out of her mouth here, like just some drips going down here, because then you actually know that this is a vampire, not just a lady looking at the door. Okay, but still, good idea. Oh, there's another keyhole idea here. This is from Peter. Her posture and her facial expressions gives me the impression that she feels being observed on what is ON1 2022. I'm not sure what that means. Color twist, pale bypass, and sharpening keyhole made in Affinity photo with the rectangle and the ellipse. Okay. Together and flavored with something 3D. I swear I haven't seen Eric's version before. Okay. Oh, you made a little bit of I know, this kind of 3D lighting or something. You see here, the keyhole has a little bit of depth, so it's like a thin metal plate or something like that. Again, kind of strange. I would suggest to just look on some pictures through the from the internet on how they solve that kind of problem. Let's see, looking through keyhole. There's, for example, here. It's a pretty big keyhole too. But you can see from the light situation that is a little bit more interesting. From that. Belusa gleich, Baby gleich. My cat is going crazy. I mean, that's also pretty bad. Yeah, that's always the problem, to find some good solutions here. So actually, this is not, what? This is something you can buy? Oh my God. Okay. Holy moly. Okay. These stock pages, you find all kinds of stuff on there now. In the past, it was so easy to find really quality, but then they opened up the gates to anybody can post anything on there, and it's like really hard to find good stuff now. This is actually also kind of a good idea here, where the keyhole is blurred because you're so close to that, and then the background is sharp. It's actually kind of a good idea to do it like that. This is also kind of a good idea. Maybe this is a movie scene or something like that. And there you can see also the keyhole is a little bit blurred in the foreground. So that's actually not a bad idea. This is from Dishonored, really? Oh yeah, they had this kind of thing where you could look in the game through the keyhole. And again, this is a little bit blurred here. So this is actually kind of a nice way to do that. There's also, this is a little bit of a different shape, I have the feeling. Or maybe there's something standing here. So that's interesting. So yeah, maybe that would be better if the keyhole was a little bit blurred, and maybe the background, I don't know, a little bit different. But still, interesting idea. Okay, oh, that was it. That's it. Let me refresh that real quick. Maybe someone posted it something last minute. Nope, that's it. All right. Boom, there we go. So that's it for today. Wow, I'm shiny boy. Oh, come on. All right, I hope you enjoyed that from the edit and from the review. It was really interesting. Let's see what we are going to do next week, tomorrow, basically, as a weekly challenge. And I will do more live streams like that because I really enjoy working on these things together with you and showing you some interesting techniques. And like I said, the online course is coming soon about micro worlds. I kind of have it planned for Tuesday because then the end of the month is already here, but I might overshoot it a little bit and then publish it on Saturday. So I just have a little bit more time to finicky around with all the little details and stuff. Yeah, so it's coming soon. I hope you're excited for that. Yeah. And I hope you enjoyed the live stream today. It was a lot of fun, I have to say. And it's a little bit back to the old days of doing cool stuff together with you. So that was a lot of, it was a really cool time today, I feel like. I hope you enjoyed that too. Okay, good. So see you soon. And now I will play the classic song also as the goodbye music for today. Have a good night. Bye.